and welcome to the 2023 Virtual Dada Salon for the Americas.
Hello, hello.
Hello. I am Cat George, and this is
Peter Karloftis.
And we are co-directors of Three Rooms Press.
And co-editors of MAINTENANT, which is now in its 16th season. Why number 17, you ask? It's too long of a story. We've got too many people to speak to tonight, but if you'd like to hear more, we're around. So write to us. I'm gonna put on our page that we're on Three Rooms Press Publishers. Okay, and once we get going. So we're here, MAINTENANT 17. Our theme is peace fire. That's why we look like this. We have peace and we have fire. We have targets. We have fire on our heads. We have fire glasses. Peace fire, which is very timely right now as we speak, with a lot of people saying the word peace fire all over the globe right now, or saying ceasefire. And we say peace fire, and there's a reason for that, and we'll tell you why.
These are our hard times, and this is what we can do to put out our artistic energy into the world to try to make things different and better. So let's start. Are you ready?
Yes. Peace.
Fire.
Peace.
Fire.
Peace.
Cease.
Fire.
Cease.
Fire.
Cease.
Fire. Cease.
Cease.
Peace.
Cease. Cease.
Fire.
Cease.
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 Fire.
Cease.
Peace.
Cease.
Peace.
Cease.
Peace.
Cease.
Peace.
Cease. Peace. All right.
With war, there is peace. They're codependent. We want to end up with something besides peace, so it doesn't lead to another war.
That's right.
We have peace fire. So
that's what we think will change everything. Peace fire, MAINTENANT 17. That's our theme, and we have 22 of our contributors today who are going to be presenting their piece from this journal, and perhaps talking about their art in here or whatever they have. They're going to be on the theme of peace fire. And let's open the show with Mado Reznik, who is in Houston right now, but she lives in Mexico City. And when we met her, she was in Argentina, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm from Argentina. I'm living in Mexico City, and today I'm in Houston.
All
yes.
right.
okay.
So take it away there, Mado. It's your floor right now.
Okay, thank you. Well, actually, I wanted to show how I work on that, but I'm teaching at the university in Mexico now, so I'm a linguist also. And I was working with a tense, which is called the future perfect, now.
Yes.
And I thought, and I'm still thinking that future perfect, but future is not perfect, okay? Future is not perfect. And I was thinking what I thought when I made the piece for MAINTENANT. And I will show my material. This is peace, but it's difficult to see, very difficult, okay? Then I remember Kurt Vonnegut, Slaughterhouse 5. And I remember, because I was really marked by that, by his words, that actually the wars actually are, we send our children to war, That really shocked me when I read the book, and I don't know, 40 years ago or more, maybe. So what is war? I thought. And I worked with this, and I thought about this, maybe it's a missile now, a bomb, whatever. And so this is my piece. But this is my word now.
Can you move it back just a little?
Could you move it back even with your face?
It's not showing up.
Yeah, or hold it next to your face. Because your
Oh,
face is
because
in focus.
it's the light
There you
here.
go. Back.
Back, yeah, this is out of focus because it has
Okay.
Back by your
blur.
face.
Well, actually, it says peace with a sign mark in Hebrew and in Arabic, in English and Spanish, but with a question mark, actually. I mean, what peace? What kind of peace? It pissed me off, actually. That's the word. Okay.
Yeah. Well, what page are you on?
In the book.
Oh, what page? I don't know because I haven't received
Oh no!
Yes, no.
We'll be so happy when you finally get your copy. It's coming. So
Okay,
That's right,
thank
kid.
you.
I sent you the. I don't know why we used to take 5-6 months to get to you in Argentina. And
Yeah, but in Mexico, I mean, actually, I received a lot of books from the US and from Europe, but no problem. I mean, I didn't have any problem till now.
it's
But
coming.
if
We're doing it again.
if you
Oh.
unblur your background, we can see your pieces. Otherwise, we can't. See.
Okay, wait a minute, because this I have it, I don't know, set this way. Wait a minute. I didn't know how to do it anyway. How do you do that?
I don't know. I don't know how you did it.
Me neither. Someone, I mean, put this way. Sorry.
That's
Okay. Well,
Wait a minute. Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll find it and we'll show it later. So just keep talking for a minute.
Okay.
we're looking to see where it is.
Go ahead and talk with Mado.
Okay, Mado. So you're in Houston for what reason?
Because I'm going to meet with my sister who is traveling here.
Oh, okay.
She lives in Argentina and she's coming from San Antonio. So I will meet her because I haven't seen her for, I don't know, a year or something like that.
I thought you were going up to NASA or something into space.
Ah, thank you very much. No.
No,
I'm going to do some museum, tomorrow, some museums here, which
Oh,
are
that's
wonderful. Yeah.
It's under up arrow by video camera icon.
Here is Mado Reznik's piece.
Yes.
Gotta bring us down.
Let me get us bigger here. Okay. So this is
She did show that.
Mado Reznik's piece in less blurred format.
And it's
So-
inspired by Slaughterhouse-Five, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And the name is The Children's Crusade, homage
was-
to Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five. It's a digital.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the subtitle to
Right.
Yeah, the subtitle. And you know what? I remember I was living in Argentina when I lived there many years ago. I mean, the book was actually presented as a science fiction. It was
Right.
actually a collection of science fiction literature, which is absolutely crazy because it's not science fiction. It may look like that, but it's not science fiction.
he was kind of stuck in that genre, early on, and to sell it in another country, they had to stick with that.
That's right.
Yeah, probably.
Yes,
He
we did.
wasn't that famous at that time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, well,
But thank you for discussing
thank you so
your
much,
piece.
Mado.
Thank you all. Thank you.
All right.
Hope to see you soon.
Yeah, we hope you see the book soon. Okay.
No. I mean you, not the book. You, both of you.
You will.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Maybe we'll
Come
go
and
down
visit.
Mexico
Come to
way.
Mexico and come and have a visit.
Mexico way.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. And now we're going to bring up.
Fred?
Let's bring up Fred Marchant, who is a poet extraordinaire, and he has a piece in the book with another. They translated from Vietnamese as well. So, Fred, I'm going to turn it over to you and tell us your story. Give us off mute. Take yourself off mute.
I will unmute myself.
Thank you. Unmute.
Thank you both. It is really a privilege and a delight to be in the issue. And really, I marvel each time at the extraordinary visual art. So thank you, Mado, for beginning us tonight. The first piece, the piece that's mine exclusively, is called The Idea of Peace. And the idea of peace mingled in the crowd, but was not of it. It looked like any other orphan as it wandered, bumping into this person and that, whispering, pardon, pardon, with a slight French accent. But in truth, it was as good as invisible to all but a few. And those who felt the bump were often the loafers who drank too much in the morning and could be very unpleasant, especially if asked for some directions. The idea itself was without a self, and yet was certain it had a purpose, that it had for some reason landed here like a spore, though none of the citizens had a clue as to what the idea might do here. So, feeling useless, it naturally drifted toward the harbor. And though it had never learned to swim, the ocean nonetheless drew it seaward, as if it might find on the shore some who might listen. But when the idea arrived at the ruined causeway, it paused, staring long and hard at the pilings, the metal debris, the slate of concrete, the slabs of concrete, the many who were fleeing what used to cross over. Honestly, the idea looked so sad, you'd think it was considering ending it all. What looks like that are deceiving. All it was doing was thinking about it. And thinking is not the same as doing, even for an idea. So eventually it moseyed on, another bubble of life, glancing left and right before it left us. I wanted to run after it, wanted to tell the idea that it would find many places far less welcoming. But in our city, it always seems late at night, and ideas can get easily lost among the sirens wailing, the buildings collapsing, or terrified citizens hiding in their cellars, hoping to see the next day. I don't know what to say about the poem, but it was written a year or so ago, and it was I suppose images out of the cities of Ukraine were in the back of my mind. But since then, and especially right now, some of those slabs of concrete and those people in cellars, they just tend to not go away, do they? They keep appearing in the lives we live, and the lives that are taken.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, friend Marchand, for.
Yeah, was that 4 minutes?
I don't know. It's
Do you-
okay.
do
You
you
want
have-
more?
do
You
you have
got
another
another
piece?
one?
No,
Well,
because I wanted to read the short translation from.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, of
Yes.
course.
That it's really is a short, but it's
Get us off of there.
it's the lyric opposite, so to speak, of the depressive feeling of the idea of peace. And this is called Tea with Friends, Early Spring. And it's by a poet named Chen in Vietnam, in what's now in Hanoi. He's the assistant director of the Writers Association, and during the years of the American War was a child prodigy of a poet. Since then, he's a man of letters, memoir, and so on and so forth. But he's recently been writing poems that have a Zen influence. And this is a poem that really comes out of a tea ceremony. Tea with Friends, Early Spring. And it's co-translated by Nguyen Bachung and me. And poems by Chen Khua, We click and sip the first cup together, and our bodies feel as light as incense. Our lives start to feel like a dream, and the earth seems closer to heaven. We pour and sip a second cup, and more of heaven touches us here below. The mind suddenly grows clearer. Now it knows better what it does not know. Since our lives have to end someday, and there's no guarantee of what comes after, let's have a sip from just one more cup. Let's float gently up to heaven together.
Beautiful.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Ah, lovely.
Fred. It's a pleasure to see you. And
Right.
And pleasure to be here
okay.
and to listen and
Yeah.
see.
Well, we're
Okay.
gonna see you soon. When we can talk later if you're still on, and if not, thank you for
As
joining.
you know, I have some healthcare responsibilities,
Of
and so
course.
I may have to duck out at some point.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being with us. And we're going to bring right up Liz Axelrod, whose students are dropping like flies. So hopefully they hang out. A couple of them are left
All right.
in her class.
That was probably not the, yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't say that, but hi, everybody. So I'm going to read my poem from the book and then a couple of poems that kind of fit in with the theme. So the poem in the book is called Ogre in My Ear. When I was 8, I made fairy tale palaces in my backyard blackberry underbrush. My prince and princesses ruled there lovingly. We got struck by thorns, but we ate sweet berries. I played all afternoon at killing tyrants, building my castles out of sticks and mud. Alone in the backyard, I'd listen to laments from the kitchen, fearing dinner time. How untangled and tiny my war games felt back then. And now I'm going to read just a couple more poems. This one's called Blow Humpty. It's from my first chapbook, Go Ask Alice, but it's been revised to fit today's times, basically. Chick-fil-A draws crowds and cheers by refusing to serve me and my friends. They can go suck an egg. It came before the chicken anyway. And what rules do you new masters of Republic require now to keep me firmly in my place? I'm barefoot and wondering what became of the freedoms I never had to fight for in my childhood. Skirt length, pirouettes and math tests, replaced by gangs of hungry misanthrope and body armor. Like Humpty on the desert wall, all cracked and leaking yellow with no water. Then Joshua comes and blows his horn, and you tell me I can't make decisions for my body anymore? You mean to say there's something other than legitimate rape, and my lady parts protect me from unwanted pregnancy? Or maybe there's a baby waiting in the evidence, like honey sprouting from a bad seed. No, those things just ferment. Yes, Chicken Little, the sky is falling. Is it sunstroke or mass marketing machines? Building walls and flying drones, bombing ash and circumstance, and pockets full of posies rolling over man flowing robes and man killing girls. We all fall down. And I'm just going to read one more. This is a new one that I'm working on. Again, like it fits in. This is called Tree of Heaven. And here in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, we have this plant called Tree of Heaven. And most of us call it Tree of Hell because it just grows. You can't get it out of the ground. It's just, so this is called Tree of Heaven. Every day I wake and fall on doom scrolls of alien holidays. It must be me. My sense of style is programmed by AI. Color is highly optional. The table's laid with pills and unwashed fruit, spelt bowls, too much industry and impulse shopping. The floor is all curled cats and pink fuzzy slippers. I'm pulling bulbs from bare dirt and spraying poison at green goddess thorns. Leaves pile up behind the couch, and my cat is curled in my back. Warmth of unconditional claws. What will come of this time of pen withdrawal? I can't tell a chat from artificial intelligence. Every day rising and finding refuge, we play hide and seek with the we can be anything world. Tree of Heaven is a beast with long bulbous roots that grab deep beneath the backyard crust. I dig and bend to pull them from the ground. Each year their roots return with poison ivy-colored shoots reaching up from bare brown earth, grasping at this salt and dried up atmosphere.
Thank you so much.
Liz Axelrod, thank you.
Axelrod. All right.
All right,
that
you
was
still got a
wonderful.
couple of your students left?
Yeah, we have a few here.
All
Yep.
right,
Want
way
to
to
say
go.
hi? You can say hi.
Oh,
Hey, hi,
hello, students.
Hello, students. All right. Nice
Hello,
to
New
see you.
Mexico.
Hey,
Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us, Liz. We're gonna continue on to
Yeah.
the next reader.
I'm
who-
sorry, I'm gonna have to mute myself now, and I will be watching, but I may not be on.
Of
Okay,
course
great,
not. Good.
great.
That's the way to go.
Great.
Definitely mute yourself when
you.
you're not on the screen. Thank you. Next, C. Mehrl Bennett. Please welcome Catherine Mehrl Bennett to the screen. We're going to bring you up now. Make sure you're unmuted, and it's your turn to your turn
There
to
she
shine.
is. Okay.
Okay, all right, thank you. I have a visual piece in MAINTENANT 17. It's on page 38. It's called Mushroom Cloud Defense of Peace, and it is based on this piece, which has a watercolor inside of it and some army men on it. But I do have a few poems to read, a couple. There's one that's called No Knowing Peace, and it's in this book that I published this year. That's called It's a Poem or an Event, or maybe both. No Knowing Peace. In the middle of winter, I hear a voice which turns out to be ice. I feel an ice headache caused by twittering vibes in the dark web as craziness happens. USA white supremacists are on standby for genocide. They search the web for falsehoods, for trumped up grounds to fulfill a failed democracy. Smoking guns on a planet iced over with no control. There is no knowing here, no freedom either. Is nothing left. 2019 peace offering to 2023. This piece is in the shape of a cello. Cellos in the cellar, cacophonous echoes of life, Picasso's bull with human ear, battles for the dog food, elements of nature, birds and boobs, so many fish in the sea with bird wings or bunny ears, and now a rooster in the coop. For peace, just make one rule: no coughing. This last piece is from War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. It's from the beginning of the book, where a dinner table discussion is taking place about upcoming war. So there's two main characters, a little narration. Why are you exciting the world? Why are you going to war? He paused and then replied, I am going because a policeman and a bear were tied back to back with the bear swimming about with the man. I must put the bear into the Moika Canal on his back. Bonaparte has buried the bear. He is now ready to burn his boots, and the lofty, impetuous Abbey is making noise about Russia. Barbaric is in the right light, he said. Now speak to me of Austria, or perhaps at this table, intrigue, violence, exile, and executions. This French tumbler of wine is looking to be forever destroyed, and then perpetual peace is possible, but I do not know how. Perhaps if he were at that moment a copy of which I have heard pronounced, Russians must die or conquer. He spoke these last words aloud with art, thumping the table. Russians must die or conquer. And then he recited these words from a manifesto. The emperor has now decided a new condition for the attainment of that smile. And he concludes, connaissez-vous les proverbes? It is all in God's hands. Perhaps if no one fought except on his own proverb, we must die for our emperor, and then we will all be well. That is how we old hussars look at it. That's it.
Thank you. That's
Thank you,
plenty.
Catherine.
Thanks so much for your reading. And you're absolutely right. I've never heard of a war where they've fought for no God. Like a 600 atheists go down the hill and pull the sabers out, and to kill for no God, it doesn't exist. So you got to start thinking another way. It's always in the name of God that we're
Right.
killing. And hey, it's got to change.
There you go.
All right, well, let's move on. We're going to bring Sarah M. Chen from Los Angeles. She's our next presenter, our next performer here on the Virtual Americas Dada show. There she is.
Hello,
Sarah, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Probably beautiful weather, huh?
Hi. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, actually it's sunny. It's not too cold. It's 70-ish.
Beautiful.
Sounds like California.
Yep.
All right, well, we're going to turn the floor over to you, the screen
All right.
over to Sarah M. Chen. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to read from my piece. It's not, I don't know if it's a poem or no, it's not really a poem. It's actually a commercial. So this is my commercial. It's titled Now a Word from Our Sponsor. Do you find yourself frustrated that nobody listens to you? Are you often asked, why can't you be like everyone else? Do you wish people would leave you alone, but you don't want to be labeled as antisocial or not a team player? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you may be in need of a Peacefire ambassador. As a certified Peacefire ambassador, we are trained to be your designated representatives for keeping the peace. Our motto is, we keep the peace so you don't have to. We diffuse any tense situation with our super secret negotiating tools, skills, and techniques. We're trained to deal with people who don't listen or who refuse to agree with you. We are certified in SCIT, Special Conflict Initiation Tactics, which is our primary resource for keeping the peace. What the heck is SCIT, you ask? SCIT are specific tools that enable the user to establish peace through new and innovative measures. SCIT is based on our three underlying principles. 1, peace is the absence of conflict. 2, without conflict, there is no peace. And 3, therefore, we achieve peace through conflict. This is the foundation for any peacefire. The key is knowing when to pull back the conflict in order to begin laying the foundation for peace. Sound complicated? It is, extremely. So only certified Peacefire ambassadors are highly trained in SCIT. And even then, mistakes can be made. But we won't stop until peacefiring is accomplished. We guarantee results. So who are these Peacefire ambassadors? We hand select the cream of the crop from a pool of diplomats, leaders of free world countries, no authoritarians or dictators, mediators, therapists, counselors, negotiators, teachers, and social workers, all professions that require empathy, compassion, and patience while utilizing skills in team building and delegation. But why can't I keep the peace myself? Because obviously what you're doing is not working. You're frustrated and unhappy with the way people are treating you. It's time to let the professionals handle it. Only we know how to implement Peacefire correctly and in a timely manner. Well, what happens afterwards? You get to walk away and never come back. You can go on that vacation. You can quit your job. You can tell everyone exactly what you think of them without worrying about consequences. You no longer have to appease anyone anymore or pretend to get along. So call us today to get started. Now for the disclaimers. Liability rests solely on the client for any subsequent wars, coups, invasions, insurrections, and investigations from law enforcement or government entities. Peace firing may result in injury, dismemberment, and/or death. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right,
We're
Sarah.
back to the regularly scheduled program now, but thank you
Yes,
for
back to you.
clearing everything up. Greatly appreciated. It's so good to see you.
Yes.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Next on the list is from Canada, Kathleen Florence. We love Kathleen. Come on down. We're going to bring you right up to the forefront here, and the screen will be yours.
Thanks, guys.
Yes,
Thanks for having me here. I love this copy. This is maybe my favorite. I know I say this every year, but I really love every piece of work in this piece, in this book, this anthology.
We've always said you have excellent taste.
I do, I know.
Thank
So
you.
the piece that I'm reading from the book is called If War and Peace Was a Hit on Netflix. If Napoleon was Donald Trump, if Donald Trump was Donald Duck, if Ducky wasn't John Cryer, if we only knew who the liar in the room was, would it change things? If Jon Snow was Snow White, if Snow White played the White Stripes at a party where the 7 dwarfs are the 7 horsemen of the apocalypse, the name of that actor is on your lips. If we weren't so caught up with numbers, with figures, we'd trip out on the brain, mapping tunnel, secret funnel to a rainbow. If a rainbow was a poem to rain, a clothesline for bigots to dry out their pain. If pain was paint to put on the wall, if the wall had fallen before it was erected, if an erection was affection and never a weapon, if weapons came forward to make amends, if endings stopped pretending to end, if peace was the meaning of friend, if War and Peace was a hit on Netflix, if Netflix and chill had been code for plague, if Margaret Thatcher was Billy Bragg, if Billy Bob Thornton had stayed in the band like a boomerang, I need a repeat. Thank you.
Kathleen Florence, thank you. That was wonderful.
So
Thanks
good to see
much.
you. Miles from Montreal, but cold up there, a little different than Sarah M. Chen, who's living it up out there by the beach. But it's
Right.
okay. We're all in the Americas, and we've
We're all
got
part of the world.
That's right.
All
So
right.
thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Kathleen. We'll see you at the end, hopefully. And if not, thank you for joining us. I'm not sure whether does Mags Vibo have to go back to work because she's in Hawaii and it's like 6 hours before us. Let's bring Mags up. Mags, are you there? Or are you?
Are you ready?
I don't know. Bring her up.
She isn't there.
Oh, she's not there.
Yeah, she's
Okay. Well, maybe she's waiting.
Incognito.
Maybe she's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then, if she doesn't need to get up, we're going to
Go
continue
with our mainers.
with our mainers, our 2 mainers in a row. We got Annaliese Jakimides is coming onto the stage right now. So please welcome Annaliese.
Hey, thank you so much. I just want to say to start off with, I'm here with gratitude for this fabulous publication.
Thank you.
It's funky and it's fiery and it's always fruitful for me. The material that I read and the material that I'm able to generate as a result of whatever your call is. And I'm grateful to be included in it and to have been asked here, which I never presume is going to happen. So I'm grateful every single time. Behind me is Into a Universe minus Stripped Hearts and Mass Graves, which is a mixed media piece. I'm not sure how well it shows up there. It's on page 86 of the book, and it may show up better if I do this. But it's, I want to say that as with all work, I never know what will be behind the door once I open it. And I'm fully aware that some doors would never be opened if someone like Peter and Kat didn't give me a reason, didn't pose a question or a dilemma, a possibility for me to see some hope and some light. So I'm reading two very short poems tonight. And the first one is called Noticing. Lucrative to forget in Bukovina, Iowa City, Sateki, how unbearable fragments of literature, samples of mica and kaolin, tongues of time, build imagistic shards of people walking into a labyrinth, overlaid with histories of their own creation, feet in earth, kids in tears, wedding dresses stitched anew. She notices while plum picking how her arms begin to tremble. Whoever is making jam knows that high caw circling the back door, certain there are no words for the beauty of destruction. And the second poem, the last poem, is the source of the title of the image that I made for MAINTENANT. I interviewed an artist who worked with maps, old maps, new maps, beautiful ornate maps, and utilitarian, really plain maps. And later, when I found an old map of my father's, I wrote this poem. To the artist who works with maps. I want to hand the artist the 1941 map of France my father brought with him from somewhere he lived, somewhere he adventured when he was another man. I will never have known. Permutations of light seared into the translucent skin, buried in a bottom drawer of oak scent and linseed oil. I want the artist to weave the story of us into this resilient extravagance of space, bearing the lost in its crease folds. Armenia, we Pontics, Urdu, the boat, silence. Label it with a random 5-digit number, prefaced by a letter, say A. I want the artist to employ all the materials he's known for, the inscrutable detail to paint us into a universe minus stripped hearts and mass graves. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful pieces.
From Bangor, right? Bangor, Maine? Is that where you are?
Bangor, Maine.
Hey,
That's
all right.
Thank
Okay,
you.
well, we're
Thank
with
you so much for
solidarity
being
with Maine
here.
right now too. With
yes, yes, and
Well-
yes. Thank you.
so
And also from Maine, please welcome now Gary Lawless. There he is.
hey, Gary, how are you?
I'm good, Peter. The lobsters are still in. We're still worried that you're coming back soon.
We're coming back in June, so we'll be there.
All
No
right.
one has consumed more lobsters per person than Peter, I think, in the last few years. So I'm going to read my piece, and I hear a rumor that it was read in Italian at
That's
your
right.
Rome event.
It was in a Rome event, and Mara read it in Italian, and we read it in English. So yes,
in Rome at Cabaret Voltaire Roma. How
So
cool is
Roma.
that? Yeah,
Sì, sì.
so that will all be up on YouTube eventually, not too long.
Great.
All right.
So here it is in English, you know. Before there was war, before there were thoughts, ideas, before there were questions, before there was language, before there was stone, before there were stars, before there was light, the beauty of the black hole, the taste of ice, one more breath. So I'm just going to read one more. This is a peaceful poem from The Other Species here in Maine. You can see that I'm outdoors under the northern lights. Sun Ra said space is the place, and I believe it. So, the good news. The roads disappear and the caribou wander through. The beaver just gets tired of it, reaches up through the ice, grabs the trapper's feet and pulls him down. Wolves come back on their own, circle the state house, howl at the sports writers, and piss on the ATVs. Trees grow everywhere. The machines stop and the air is full of birdsong.
Yeah, Gary.
But
Thank
Thank you
you.
for joining us. And yes, let's think of that world where the human
Yeah.
can't mess it up any longer. Oh yeah.
please.
Oh my God.
And I guess in this moment I can announce our next theme for starting in January 1st. We'll be taking submissions through April 1st for MAINTENANT 18, and you can certainly give your new submissions then after January 1st, 2024. Oh, can you imagine? 2024. And the theme is plutocracy. And basically, the economy no longer serves humankind. It's a business, and we're going to give business the business.
But
And
what's great is
there are 2,600 billionaires on this earth, and now we have them exactly where we want them. You know, they think they've got us where we want them. Well,
they're
we've
wrong.
got creativity as a currency, and it will never run out. They can go broke, we can't. And that's what we're going to do for the next issue is not go broke. No inflation, no nothing. Our creativity will be running rampant
Right.
and
Okay.
supporting the pages of another volume. That's it. Plutocracy. So please think about that. We'll be sending everybody, an invite to submit, and we'll be doing it again next year. But right now we're in Peace Fire, and we're going to continue on with this lovely America's show, this
Virtual
virtual
Dada
Dada
Salon.
Salon. And next is Mercedes Lawry from Washington. So we're going to bring, there you are. Is it
Hello,
Mercedes or Mercedes? How do we pronounce that? Hello there, you're on mute. You need to unmute. Unmute thyself. Hey!
Hey. Hello. We have a little bit of a low internet connection, it looks like.
I have a one for you all. Fun to be here.
Good to see you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I can't tell if everything's going smoothly.
The internet is a little weak. The signal is weak. But we'll go on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll give it War in Pieces. What is it? Of a child, betting the green flipping into dementia. All of it, everything is other. Those over there and over there. Let us demolish. Let the blackened wall want a home, story, hospital, school. The sleep of war is noisy. Peace is a breath held. Capacity for argument shrinks to the missile screech. Deal the cards anyway. Pieces of the game scatter in a blue burst. Pieces of us, pieces of them. Was that could people
Back.
Could you
Say
try?
that-
Go back, Kate.
Could you try it one more time?
I feel like I'm
and
kind of
Turn
Stop
off your video.
stopped
Is
here.
that possible? Because sometimes that helps. Okay, try. See if we can hear you better.
Talk now. No.
No, it's still hard, but
Okay,
we appreciate your effort.
is that better?
A little bit better. Can you try reading your piece one more time, please?
Well, okay, I get it.
Thank you.
Sure, sure. Sure. War in pieces. What is a target? Smooth limbs of a child, the wedding veil, the old greengrocer slipping into dementia, all of it. Everything is other. Those over there and over there. Let us demolish. Flames lick the blackened wall, once a home, store, library, hospital, school. The slurp of war is noisy. Peace is a breath held. Capacity for argument shrinks to the missile screech. Deal the cards anyway. Pieces of the game scatter in a blue star burst. Pieces of us, pieces of them.
Thank you. That was much
Thanks.
better. That was Mercedes Lawry. We appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. Okay.
I like that piece.
Yes.
All right, we're moving on to the Olmsteds here in Portland. So let's bring on Marc, and then we'll have Suzi. Marc, are you ready for us?
I'm ready, old boy.
Okay, good to see you.
Good to see you, my brother.
I'm
Yep.
looking for Marc.
He's under Suzi, I think. Are you guys different?
I'm right here. I'm under Marc Olmsted.
Oh,
Susie's
okay. We're looking for you.
Wave your hand.
There he is.
Hey, okay. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Hello.
Hello.
What was Marc in Paris?
We were in, he came to Paris. Wasn't that a time, huh?
So wonderful.
Yes. It was. I tell you, I got more interest in my poetry without anyone actually having heard it. They said, "You read in Paris?" Oh, wow! It was like amazing. It's really amazing. But,
And now you're reading all over the world. So take it
oh,
on.
yes, my God, and of course everyone projects their strange version of things and imagines that I was flown over there or something, I don't contradict them. What can I say? Anyway, I was very happy to join you guys over there. I'm just going to read the one poem. And as I said in Paris, you guys always pick poems that are really hard to read, really hard to perform. They're much better on the page, but I'm going to do it anyway. So hold on, it's just the one poem. Plastic in my blood. Snow in April. Her phone is dead. Apocalypse kitten. Global warmth at the barbecue. Beachfront view of the Antichrist sunset. Tsunami Miami. A seagull flies off, beak with a severed human arm, holding a pistol, still firing.
All right, Marc, thank you.
Marc.
I heard that you read it in Paris too at the what's the name of our place? Cop Cafe. Yeah, what a fun time we had that night.
It was a very strange time. I had no idea whether anyone even understood what I was saying.
Sure they did. You saw everybody on the stage. It's it's a great time we have there. Always
Mhm.
Well,
everybody brings it. You brought
quite
it.
something. It was quite something. I will say that. Suzi, are you going to read off your computer, or do you want me to bring this in? She's fine. So
Okay,
she,
so we're gonna
Next up,
take up Mark and bring up Suzi. Suzi Kaplan, Olmsted. Thank you, Mark.
okay. I'll see you.
Hi, everyone.
There's Susie.
Hi.
No, that is.
I am going to read my poem, Abortion. I wish it was all a metaphor, that I was a symbolic poet. When I remember most clearly about my abortion is getting the money from social services. I didn't have the cash or income at the time. I wouldn't ask my parents, and I wasn't the sort to depend on a man or ask for help, even if I loved him. He was a useless, unreliable piece of shit who made my pussy clench. He smelled fantastic of amber, musk, sandalwood, and manly welding sweat. I knew he'd break my heart, and I told him he would on our second date. He agreed. He tore it out with his teeth repeatedly, the worst kind of dilation and curettage. But I was young enough at the abortion clinic that 10 milligrams of Valium made me a happy, giddy patient. The pictures of margaritas afterward on the back patio of my favorite Castro restaurant kept any feelings at bay. No regrets here, though. Not about the abortion. I wonder what the idiotic people celebrating the fall of Roe v. Wade are really thinking, though. I'm back to wondering with when the mothership is coming. My abortion would be in its 30s now, young enough to see the ice caps melt, watch billions die from, sorry, I'm in the dark, from sea rise, heat, fire, floods, hurricanes, drought, and famine. Civilizations fall, pestilence prevail, mass extinction of countless species, dystopian reality pending, while we argue. I'm less concerned about when life starts. I'm thinking we're aborting everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Suze.
much.
All right. That was
Oh,
a
yeah.
tough piece. Thank you so much. What we need. All right. So now,
Next up, John Olson in Washington State, Seattle.
sticking with the West Coast there. Where is John? There he is.
I'm unmuted, unmuzzled, unmuted, undressed.
Yay!
You're 100%.
So, well, thank you for inviting me and putting all this together. And this marvelous volume is incredible. Lots of stimulating, wonderful work. And it must be a lot of work doing this. Quite amazing. So I'll read my piece on page 155, called Mad. They're shooting down balloons. Gone crazy with shooting down balloons. Chinese balloons. Blowing them up with Sidewinder missiles shot from F-22 fighter jets. This is not what peace looks like. Peace is a peach, a round fuzzy sphere that tastes delicious when the teeth break the skin. The peach is a piece of peace, which is a sweet feeling when it comes and surrounds everyone, like a big balloon. drifting over the mesas and mesquites of New Mexico, over Albuquerque, over Roswell and Las Cruces and Taos and Alamogordo, where the first atomic bomb was dropped from a 100-foot steel tower and successfully detonated. The brilliance of light from the explosion rose over the shock wave and ballooned heavenward. The fireball mushroomed into a mountain of light and awed the world with its insanely lethal power. It mauled the face of heaven. It mangled the logic of war and cradled an uneasy peace called MAD, mutually assured destruction. The world has been an arena of contesting wills held back by imminent universal death. I've been lulled by this flimsy illusion my entire life, until now. MAD has been seized by real badness, as was inevitable all along. A bit dark, but given the theme, maybe not, maybe appropriate. The theme of the Maintenant is all too pertinent, especially now. Maybe one day it'll be ceased being as pertinent. But I have another small piece to read. I wasn't sure if I was going to fill.
Hey, go, of course, go ahead.
Okay, it's from a novel. This is a novel I wrote that came out a couple of months ago called "You Know There's Something." I don't know if this is this a blur.
No, we see it.
Okay. The skin of the lips is stratified squamous epithelium. The frenulum labii inferioris is the frenulum of the lower lip. The frenulum labii superioris is the frenulum of the upper lip. What makes the skin special is its thinness and delicacy compared to the skin of the rest of the body. Human skin in general is pretty freaky. The evolution of nakedness and our ability to sweat are unique. Skin is our interface with the rest of the world. It supports diverse and complex functions, from protection to vitamin photosynthesis, thermoregulation, and communication. Every square inch of skin contains 20 feet of blood vessels, 100 oil glands, and 650 sweat glands. It also contains more than 1,000 nerve endings that sense touch, pain, temperature, and pressure. What I love about skin is the feel of warm, freshly washed sheets. The skin of Oriana, which is shockingly smooth, cat fur, sanded wood, the hilts of swords, the heft of a hardbound book, and the solidity of its spine, the delicacy and flutter of pages in a book, the cold glisten of glass, a squeezed sponge, the mane of a horse, the brim of my hat, the prick of a needle, bristles of a camel hair paintbrush, buttons on a TV remote, lichen, balm, the vibrations of a massage gun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, very
There you go.
nice. Check out John's novel.
Yes. What's the name of it?
It's called You Know There's Something. It's a line from a Captain Beefheart song called Ice Cream.
right, yeah.
There's a video of it online.
Captain Beefheart.
Very
Okay. Well, thank you very much, John Olson.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us. Okay, we're going to bring up next Travis Richardson from LA. LA proper, or you moved north? Where are you?
He's in Culver.
So I'm pretty much still in Los Angeles. It's a Culver City, so it's sort of surrounded by Los Angeles. Inglewood's just south of us. The airport, we've got Santa Monica, and Venice is north. So, but yeah, I'm still there on the west side of LA. So
Side, yay.
yeah. So yeah, I was going to read from my my entry, I guess we call it. In Maintenant. It's called The Rebuild. I'm not a poet, but I just I went with the absurdity and had fun with it. So this The Rebuild. We are victims of peacefire. Our house, once a fortress of conflict and suffering, has been reduced to embers of harmony and ashes of contentment. The strife that unified our family is gone. We no longer have daily arguments, no tears, no wailing, no threats, no more throwing of dishes or brandishing of knives. We watched impotently as peace firefighters arrived and tried to extinguish the flames of peace with their water hoses of taunts, lies, and insults. But there was nothing they could do. Peace had taken over. Life is awkward now, but we are adjusting, talking in calm voices, forgiving mistakes. I even slipped and said, I love you. My partner responded by saying, me too. The tensions that had blanketed the air for so long had vanished. I am lost in tranquility, uncertain yet pleasantly hopeful about what will happen next. So that's that was my entry, and I was just going to read just a little excerpt from a short story that I wrote too, if that's all right with you. So this was in a volume called Low Down Dirty Vote, Volume 3, and the proceeds go to help the democracy docket, and so they were all stories about voting and voting rights. And I had a story called Power at All Cost. 5 years ago from today, how did you get here? That is a question you've been asking yourself nonstop for the past year and a half as your finger hovers over the button, a comically red button with disastrous consequences. You've been the president of the United States for 22 months, 13 days, and 3 hours. The commander-in-chief of what is left of this once beautiful country. A rebellion has occurred by those damn libs, the bane of your existence, the bane of every red-blooded American. Now you sit in the Situation Room with generals, those who have remained, and the political hacks who made this whole shit show happen. The bastards who encouraged you to run for office and promoted you to the top. They billed you as America's last great white hope. Now they tell you to push the button, Madam President. They want you to use the nuclear option, the real one, with radiation. And I'm just going to skip ahead really quick. President McKinsey, you have to push the button, Stuart Miller, your creepy chief of staff says. A movie director could easily cast him in the role of a basement-dwelling child predator. The liberals are routing us on the battlefield, and their commie UN allies are suffocating us with their embargoes. How does, and this is the president, how does wiping California off the map help us with trade? Well, for one thing, we'll get goods from China directly. They can't be blocked by the West Coast libs. You look at the ceiling and pound your fist on the table. Why are you surrounded by idiots? But what ship would want to dock in a radioactive port if it doesn't melt away from radiation? His deep hooded eyes narrow with determination. They'll ship us the goods because they'll make money from us. That's why. Then who is going to buy these radioactive Chinese products? For a second, he looks stumped. There's ways to decontaminate things. Science can do that. But we don't have any scientists working on our side. Our party scared them all away. Scientists are a bunch of libatards anyway, Jeff Montgomery, your press secretary and chief of gun proliferation, says. He has a full beard, a camo tie with an NRA stick pin, and a sleeveless button-up shirt so he can show off his Norse and Proud Boy tats. To require sleeves infringes on his freedoms. Nobody I know would trust anything they say. So we'll have radioactive goods coming to our people, and that's okay with everybody. People don't have to buy the goods. It's their choice to buy it or not, Stewart says, his eyebrow arching like he's an intellectual giant. I mean, come on, Madam President. You look around the room to get a temperature reading. The cabinet all seems to agree with this deadly logic. Their concern about their constituents' well-being is about the same as it was around the time of COVID. Businesses matter more than human lives. Period. You have other pressing issues like whether to press the red button or not, but you can't let this topic go. Not yet. So it's just a quick excerpt.
Travis, I like that story.
Travis.
Yeah, that's what they are. We got to keep them out of office.
Yeah.
Let's get them out.
Yeah.
Can't have another 4 years of that nonsense.
Thanks.
We can make it. We're gonna have to take one of those radioactive boats to anywhere. I'll jump on it. Okay, please welcome now from Brazil. We're going to bring up Beatriz Seelaender. So, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Have you ever been to Brazil?
We have not.
We were so close to coming this time, but maybe next year. So
Yeah, I'll show you around if you go to São Paulo. I'll show you around.
It's
Lots
a
of
date.
stuff to do.
It's a date.
We'll see you there. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm turning the stage over to you.
Okay, thank you. Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so I wrote this poem in a really weird way. It's called Siri Translates Poems. So I selected like my favorite poems in Portuguese, and I spoke to Siri, and I saw what she had, in Portuguese, and I saw what she had identified as what was being said. And then, I kind of embellished it a bit and tried to make sense of some of it. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but so that was the process of writing this. It's just my favorite poems in Portuguese translated by Siri to English. I didn't tell her to translate. She just, heard me saying things. Okay, so sorry, I'll talk to Cobra. Fear of waiting for you to do things. You don't let them eat cake, sugar, or things. When can you drink this? But it's something she ate. Consume her, sing, consume her. Let me go here what they were. Download life inconsequential. Did you want to look at it? Show me fellas booty swing in Rocket League. Theme, things, message. You can do it. I do it. I saw you seen. This kind of cold reading through his equals. Boys, bingo cards, psycho and future and balls. David Mohegan of the hyperlinks. You'd think they'd store them with the sun. Not an actual person, but I made you think. Sonia Malone craves nuts and sings. They are so, so good at Walmart. When thousands dance, come watch. Once a big deal of word kitty a little so dizzy. Dill flood swells in the parking pad. Sit on my image, all sitting now, like you cared for me. Hey Siri, what time is there a quickie? Or some of us kissing in person? Let me level. I was watching Level Guns. I was with Face Stabber, who developed a Christian iMessage to quiz the assistant DA with Under the Air Force umbrella. You'd think they'd welcome me to the Oyster GTA game thing, but Gideon's installed vigilance of the mortgage attacks, so full of the mansion being full, marching in socks. Those wings of you. Bye, Siri. Just about love you. Thanks.
Seelaender.
Thank you.
In Sao Paulo, Brazil.
That
We're
was-
coming
Yeah.
down. You're
wonderful.
gonna show us around. We also have
Yeah.
cello de bar.
Lots of stuff to do.
Yes.
Mhm.
We're coming. We
All
have
right.
someone in where is
Natal?
it? Natal, and someone
In-
in Rio. So we're gonna
Oh.
we're gonna make a
Yeah.
we're gonna make a little
Make the
tour.
rounds.
We're gonna make the
Okay.
rounds.
All right.
Yeah, do that. I mean, it's so worth it. And all these places are so different, and you're going to love it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank
It's
you.
very nice to meet you.
Thank you, guys.
You're
So
welcome.
nice to meet you guys, too.
The Dada family.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, we have 4 more readers. And next on the list is another brand new member of the Dada family, Sherry Shutsky from Florida.
Hello, Sherry.
Hey.
Very nice to meet you.
Oh, you too. And thank you so much for including me tonight. It feels so nice to be here around like-minded people. I'm, live in Florida. It's not the best place to live right now. It's very discouraging. So thank you.
Surrender.
No, never surrender. Okay, well, I had a visual piece too. I'm not sure if you can see it because I'm seeing you. So let me see if I can see me here. One sec. Sorry about that. Yep. Okay. So I thought I would just tell a little bit about this piece. It is ceased. It's on page 104, and it's a mixed media piece using a prayer card with poinsettia petals on handcrafted dryer lint. And I found the prayer card in a thrift store, and I was just drawn to her. So I found a way to use her for your issue. So Mary, to tell you a little bit about what I was thinking when I composed this piece, she's the iconic symbol of peace. She is muzzled by a leaflet of poinsettia, a poison flower considered by some as symbolic of the Star of Bethlehem. The paper background of ceased is made out of dryer lint, an easily disposed of byproduct of dirty laundry, memorializing in this work the thoughtless disposal of innocents killed under the siege of war. In short, peace and goodwill and life are ceased by the poison of war. And I can't say it enough, so I'll just reiterate. War is poison, war ceases peace. To quote another Mother for Peace artist, Lorraine Schneider, war is not healthy for children or other living things. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
Thank
Sherry
you.
Shatsky,
Thank you.
you're shining through from Florida. Nothing can stop you.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
All right. Well, since you brought it up, I wanted to just quickly share my piece.
108.
Page 108. In the book, it's inspired by that very sign. There was that sign, war is not healthy for children and other living things. It was a famous poster in the 70s. And this I did as my answer to that. It says, a public service announcement, peace is not healthy for billionaires, politicians, capitalism, nationalism, the media, banks, unity, communism, bars, bombs, weapons manufacturers, religions, arms dealer, oil companies, technology firms, pharmaceutical industry, history, or you. They don't write about peace in history books. Know your rights. Stand your ground. Fight for war. So that's how bad it can get. And while we're
That's
on that
okay.
page,
Well,
go ahead and
we have my piece is Answer Me This, and it's it's somewhat of a Trojan horse. Instead of it being a horse with hidden people inside, it's a plastic see-through peace sign, giant with people inside that they can see the people inside, and it's a peace sign, and all the people are waiting to be pulled inside the fort. And the people inside are saying, we've got a job to do. We're going to go in there. What's the plan? And the other one says, how do you escalate peace? And finally, the other person says, wouldn't it be easier just to annihilate them? And this is basically our problem, is we've not gotten past the fourth thought. And we got to do that. How do we escalate peace? Let's do it. We can escalate peace, not annihilate.
why not?
So just an idea.
Okay. Is Dinah still here?
Dinah, surrealism is certainly there.
I don't see her.
She's still here. I believe it.
Where's Dinah?
Dinah.
Oh.
She was there just a second ago. She wrote.
Oh. Yeah, Dinah, are you there? Okay, we're gonna pass on Dinah for now, and we're going to go on to our next reader. And if she comes back, we'll put
bring her up. And if not, we have Ingrid Went from Portland. Come on, Ingrid. Come on down.
Okay.
Hello, hello. Hi.
There you are.
Oh wait,
you lost her.
Hi.
Wait, where are you?
Okay, can you see me? I'm trying to get my screen bigger so I can see myself. There we go. Can you see me? Okay.
There we go. Yes.
All right. Excellent. Thank you. Wow, what an energetic reading, and I just been captivated. And it's a privilege to be here with everybody. And I love the diversity. There's just so much diversity and so much imagination and creativity. And like so many readers tonight, I too responded to the idea of peace fire, which was just, it's a brilliant, Peter and Kat, it's just brilliant theme, and your explanation of it is all of it's all brilliant, and it's so important and so necessary. I'm going to give a bit of context for my poem, which is on page 101. It's called Currency. And the image behind it is like the toss of the coin. We're either going to have peace on one side or war on the other side, right? And I'm tired of that either or choice. And so I've decided I'm going to write a new currency. If we're going to have a different kind of coin, if we toss that coin, we're not going to stop having peace. That's my thought. So currency, and I'll prelude that real fast with saying that it makes reference to two other writers who were important to me in my early life. And they continue to be. One is Denise Levertov, whose her book of poems, Life at War, was written during the Vietnam War, and I'm old enough to have been marching in that war and going to anti-war readings and participating. And during that time, I was also managing editor of Northwest Review, coming out of the University of Oregon. And my late husband, Ralph Salisbury, was the editor. In fact, that's how we kind of got together, as working on that issue together. And our contention, based on a Denise Levertov theme, was that protest and affirmation need to go hand in hand. That we can protest all we want, but until we can keep each other strong and remind those who hear us of what it is we are living for, the protest just, anyway. So we were saying that we need both protest and affirmation. Currency. Oh, and I want to say one more thing, is I refer to William Stafford in this poem. He was one of my mentors. I was very blessed. And those who don't know his work, William Stafford was a conscientious.
I'll text you when we're ready, okay?
Somebody's not muted. He was a conscientious objector during World War II, and he's known as a pacifist poet. And his contention is that every war has two losers. So, currency. If one side of the coin is war and the other is peace, if our future depends on how it lands, if war is fired by greed, hate, and destruction, and peace by the force that pumps the green into every seedling. If, as Levertov said, we are the humans who can make, whose language imagines mercy. If, as Stafford said, war is a failure of the imagination, then let us imagine a new currency, peaceful resistance, coins that do not threaten, no matter how they fall. One side, the refusal to kill or put profit over the health of the planet. The other, radical joy. And to be joyful in times like this, in times of war, times of conflict, to remember what it is we live for, and to continue praising that which sustains us, is kind of a radical act. What is it Bertolt Brecht said? What kind of times are these when it's almost a crime to write about a tree? I'm going to keep writing about trees, committing crimes. And I have time for just one more brief one? So, it's from a book that actually it was published 20 years ago, 2004. And it comes from an artistic collaboration with a German-born mixed media artist whose father was lost in a Nazi submarine. And The other person in our collaboration was a Hungarian-born sculptor whose parents were Holocaust survivors. So we have Ingeborg, whose father was lost at sea in a Nazi submarine. We have Suzi, whose mother and father survived the camps. And the poem is in the shape of a slash. Let's see if I can show it to you. It's a slash. You sort of see that shape. I think you can. It's a shape that it's a slash, and it's the slash between either and or. And it's the slash we're all working with, we're grappling with, either or, war or peace. And it's the slash of a knife, the knife itself, and it's the angle climbing into the sky that any pilot will tell you is deadly, because my late husband was a pilot, or he was in the Air Force, he didn't fly the plane. And if the plane rises too steeply, it's going to stall and plunge. Something I learned from him. Does your sorrow diminish my sorrow? These are my collaborators. And speaking for them, does your sorrow diminish my sorrow? Can my memory speak for yours? And I'm also hoping this is universal, not just them, but sadly it's true for today, I think. Does your sorrow diminish my sorrow? Can my memories speak for yours? Does one horror extinguish another? Whose grief most worthy of news? Page where memory turns to memorial, legacy we affirm or deny. Will your austerity silence my song? Will beauty blacken the eye? You who say there is no redemption, you whose path is to reconcile all, you caught in the wave, in suspension, whose words would shatter this wall. Does hope ever come from moments of stasis? Where do both sides of the slash converge? The angle of sharpest ascending, the point the airplane could stall, could plunge. Whose memory becomes memorial? Which edge of the tongue? Whose dart? Yesterday's images still patrolling the borders between our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ingrid.
Ingrid went.
I wish more had changed between the time you wrote that piece and now, but there we go.
There we go.
Right. Thank you. Okay.
All right.
So we have 3 more readers.
2 more.
2 more readers. And our next reader, please welcome. She's back. Dinah Surrealism. Here she comes. Dinah, hello.
Okay, unmute. Yay!
Hey, hello there.
Hello, so
Hi.
nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Hey.
Very cool.
Stage is yours.
All right. Well, I will start by saying that this here is my piece. It is on page 84. And it is titled "The Least Used Part of the Human Body, or What Warmongers Don't Have." And you can guess which part of the human body warmongers don't have. And okay, so brief introduction. I am a member of La Serena Surrealist Group, and I have been performing with you guys. I performed, when was it? Like a few years ago. What was it? Like 8 years ago in New York with you guys? Yeah. So basically I'm going to do a musical number, complete with like costume and props. And let me get this thing on here. Where is my on-off switch? So I don't know if you can see that. So that is my band, and that is the name under which I do my music. So Without further ado, let me call in my musician and we will be ready. And what will I tell you? Okay, brief introduction to the band. Hypnagogic Telegram. It's dream-inspired, Fortean-inspired electronic cabaret, but this time I will be doing a rare instrumental piece. So, yeah, period costumes, period dance moves, and multilingual songs. And this is my just on cue. This is Professor K. He is a musician here. And hold on, let me get the lighting ready here. Okay. Woohoo! Okay. The pain is coming to town. Oh, filthy old screams and he shouts with his foot in his mouth. Crowds go insane. I can't look away, look away, look away. Welcome, circus of pain. Welcome, circus of pain. Circus of pain. You're not going away. The old cloud. Laughing out loud. From the picture. Hey, run away, run away. Welcome. It's okay. You know. Hey. Welcome to the circus of pain. No. To the stage. Circus of pain. The circus of pain. The circus of pain. There you go.
Right.
Unfortunately, because of Zoom, we sometimes don't hear the sound if there's music included.
Oh.
Could you possibly just read us the words?
Oh, sure.
We can hear those.
Because the music knocked out.
The music knocks out all the sound except every once in a
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I can read that out, not a problem.
Thank you.
So,
sorry.
That's okay. The circus of pain is coming to town. There's only one act, a filthy old clown. And he screams and he shouts with his foot in his mouth. The crowds go insane. I can't look away, look away, look away. Welcome to the circus of pain. You know there is no escape. Welcome to the circus of pain. You know that it's here to stay. The circus of pain is not going away. The filthy old clown is laughing out loud. And he puffs out his chest, and he's strutting around. It's already too late. Run away, run away, run away, run away. Welcome to the circus of pain. You know there is no escape. Welcome to the circus of pain. You know that it's here to stay.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right,
Yay.
I'm sorry that, we sometimes need to know what's going on because of that reason
Yeah,
alone, but it's
that
fine.
was
We're glad to hear
beautiful.
your piece.
And you look great.
It's so
and
good
it's
to see
wonderful
you.
to see you.
And
So
Thank
thank
you.
you so much.
You're coming through so clearly that we didn't want to lose what you had to say.
Right.
All right,
So
cool.
much for
Thank
joining
you.
us. And we have one final performer. And from Hawaii, here comes Mags Abibo, another first timer with MAINTENANT and a new member of our Dada family from Hawaii. Mags, nice to meet you.
Hello, hello, aloha, aloha.
Aloha.
So I'm so happy to close out the show. It's exciting. My finished piece was actually an object poem. It eventually became an object poem. So it eventually would look like this. I don't know if you can see, but in the journal, those would be the fragmented pieces, peace and fire, to make a little person. I'm an Iraq War veteran, and so I make a lot of visual poetry pieces. Mine's on page 202. And tonight what I'll do is perform a cut up from several of my war poems. And I'm going to entitle this one, A Fashionable War. Peace and fire, guns for hire, proxies, oil and gold. Rush to war, war for hire, Benjamin's yellow brick roads. Slick deals, slick Willie and stuffy chicks in nice clothes. Louis Vuitton, Coco Chanel, Rodeo de Monte Carlo, Milan. Where fast cars and faster women are dropping bras as fast as we can drop bombs. A busty business where fashion is passion. And fashion is trendy, and prints are always in season. Cheetah prints and printing money, funny money, oh honey, let them eat cake and guzzle honey. Burn the money, burn the beggars instead of sweeps. Why sweep when we can turn? Turn them out, turn them away. Go away, you dreadful fools. Ick, my Jimmy Choo shoes. Shoo shoo, fly away, fly fly, like a drone in a flare-lit sky, as flyers pronounce bye-bye, bye-bye. With your hand-me-down rags, no riches, or green teas and combat boots, ranger rags, drab duffel bags with buckles and brass grills and knuckles. Hey, though, war apparel feels feral. Trade a Maserati for a beat-down Hummer. Bummer, I need something to match my face mask. Ask designers for a military duffel, but hustle, cause I got a Stitch Fix drop zone chic. Wearable war zone, a marketing tool. Yoo-hoo, brand the drab in a fab size 2. Passion is fashion, fashion is passion, passion is fashion, plastic is fashion, plastic is oil. Burn money, eat money, burn baby, be a war whore, burn baby, drill baby, drill baby, drill baby, drill baby. Be passionate for war, want more money, more fashion, more yachts, more runways, slash and burn, burn for more. yearn for more. Drill, baby, passion is fashion. Passion is fashion. Fashion is passion. Yearn for war, gag on war, regurgitate war, commit genocide and suicides. We want more. Thoughts and prayers. Support war whores and pimps and prostitutes too. Spread eagle, act regal, snap olive branches, burn and yearn for Italian leather. A pleasure. Burn, baby, drill, baby, slash, baby, burn, baby, burn, baby. I banged war. A gang, bang, a buck, tame, fast cars, faster jets. Set this place on fire, pyres of fashion and passion, where passion is fashion, fashion is passion, fashion, fashion, fascist, 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 fascist. This poem is set to self-destruct in 10, 9, 8. Never again. Never again. Warning. Never again. Warning. Never again. Warning. Never again. Warning. Morning. Warning. Morning. Never again. Never. 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 Again. 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 Never. 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 Warning. 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 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Mag Gilbo.
Mags.
Wow. What a
Thank
piece.
you. Wow.
Way to bring it.
All right. That was
Thank you so much for joining us from Hawaii. What are you on the Big Island?
I'm in the island of Oahu. As you know, we just
You're in
had a
Oahu,
really,
okay.
yeah, we had a really bad fire in Maui
Right.
not too long ago. So I had a lot of family and friends, and then people in the Big Island. And even like right now, we're in some sort of, it's like a red flag warning that they put out for the islands because it's just so freaking hot and miserable. So as miserable as a place like Hawaii can be anyway.
That's true. You can still relax in your misery. So, okay. Well,
boy.
thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for
much.
joining us. We do have one more performer that I forgot is not on the list. She was supposed to be with us last week and wasn't able to make it. Francine Witt. Please welcome from New York, Francine Witt. And she's our final performer.
Thank you. Wow, this has been a great evening. So I have 2 pieces. The first one is because I really think that we as people are just so stupid. And we keep squabbling. Like war is just us doing this man-made bullshit. And when we have real problems like climate change and, disease and things like that, and hunger and things like that, that we could be really focusing on. But this is called Simple Enough. If you look at the moon a certain way, it's a light bulb in the universe dark. It shines on the trees and the farms and the chickens clucking and pecking and the men walking their other women home before they go back to their wives. It lights up the haze that's been hanging for days like a garlic mist. It lights up the sculptures of coastlines, the Mediterranean lapping at the island shore. It shines on the breast of a woman whose heart is beating, keeps beating even after love has struck her down. It shines, and you wonder where the light switch is, maybe behind some monster galaxy great that scrapes the sky. And you know one day that it will burn out anyway, and no one will be tall enough to reach it or in the mood enough to try, and it'll just stay burnt out and broken, even though, like everything else, it should be simple enough to change. Like, we should be simple enough to change. Okay, and this is the piece that was in MAINTENANT, and it's called After. When the guns stop in the town still clouded with human wrong, and the sun draws lines like it always did, only no one saw, the old women put on their straw hats, put their bracelets back on, jingly and loud and able now to be heard. And the men lope home, broken animals, their arms and legs twisted and antlered, and the children go back to school, only now they have to learn to be children. When the bombing stops and the smoke knuckles straighten and the sun draws lines like it always did, and the people hope the heat can bake off the fear they have worn for months, for years, like heavy coats, the old women start to sit outside in stoop circles and chatter about egg prices. The men who are whole enough begin to build the town, fill in the holes, the ruts, the bombs left. The children sit in rows, go to recess. They look at one another like strange moons. Far away when the war stops and the world doesn't have to look away anymore, and the old women in all the other countries forget and fold lines of sun into their laundry, and the men buy suits and look at the war country on vacation maps, aware of how war can season a place, and they plan their honeymoons there, and the children leave the TVs on too long, dull hum behind their homework, the aroma of dinner inching from the kitchen like tiny smoke. Thank you very much.
Wit.
Thank you, Francine Witt. Appreciate it.
Okay.
So I think what we'll do is we'll bring everybody up.
Yeah, make sure you get our book. Where do we go to get this book, Kat? Maintenant
We can go to
17.
threeroomspress.com/shop. And it's
You
right
get
there.
a copy
So
of
easy.
Maintenant
And
17.
if you already have one, be sure to think about getting one as a gift for others to help spread the word about this labor of love that we put out every year. And we really appreciate any support you give us.
Peace Fire.
All right. So
Thank everybody for joining us tonight. Look, here's everyone. And you can unmute if you like, and we'll all give the people a dada. Dada, 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 unmute dada.
Dada, dada,
All right.